Hello, Megan. I was just wondering if you have some free time next week, Friday? I'm planning on going to visit a friend that lives in the city, and since I'll be in the neighborhood, I was hoping that we could go and have some dinner. Of course, I'll understand if you don't have much time to spare. It's just been a long time since I've seen Nathan, and I don't want him to forget his little old grandma.
Oh, hi, Gina. I'm sorry, but I don't think I'll have time to go out to dinner on Friday. I've been a little busy lately. And Nathan's got his French lessons on Friday evening. I don't think we'll make it.
Oh, really? Then, how about on Saturday? Whatever time is best for you. I can always spend Friday night at a hotel and go and see you the next day. What do you think?
Saturday? One of Nathan's friends from preschool is having a birthday party that day, so it's a no-can-do, I'm afraid.
Oh, what a shame. It sounds like you really are busy.
We really are. We've got so much planned, so it's a little difficult to make time to have dinner at such late notice. Nathan's got to study for the admission test for elementary school, too. There's so much we've got to do before he graduates from preschool.
Oh my goodness, he's got to take admission exams for elementary school? You don't hear that so often.
Well, he took an exam to enter this preschool, so it's only natural that he'd have to take a test for elementary school. The elementary school we're aiming to send him to is a prestigious private school, and a majority of students there go on to enter the top universities in the country. Some even go to study in universities abroad. If he can get into this elementary school, then he'll receive the best education in the country, and entering a private middle school and high school will be as easy as pie. His future will be completely secured as long as he passes his first test.
Really? Oh, he's still so young, and yet it's like he already has to start thinking about his own future. I guess it would be a shame to not make the most of the education there, but it must be so competitive.
Of course! He can't lose to the other children in his preschool. We've got to be careful and make sure that the first step he takes is the right one. Otherwise, he'll end up falling behind in everything.
And you've already got him learning French, too? You're very determined, aren't you?
That's nothing special. Every parent that actually cares about their child's future should be organizing private lessons for them. All the children attending Nathan's preschool are taking at least 3 private lessons in something. Some of them are learning French, Spanish, others are taking piano or cello lessons.
At least 3? Where do they find the time to do all of that? No wonder he doesn't have time to see his grandma. But I hope you'll make some time to bring him over and play for a weekend. I would really love to see him. You've been taking him to visit your parents, haven't you? My son mentioned that you all went out for lunch a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, but it's much easier to visit my parents because they're living in the city too. It's only a short drive to their house, so it doesn't take as much time. It would take much longer to drive to where you live, and we just don't have the time. Besides, even if we did go and visit you, there's absolutely nothing to do. What is my son supposed to do when we all go and visit? I can already imagine him getting bored on the road there, and he'll even be more disappointed when we arrive. And he realizes that they're in the middle of nowhere. I don't want to take him when he won't have fun.
Well, I can't argue with that. There aren't many places to visit here as there are where you live. It certainly doesn't boast as many tourist attractions. But we've got lovely beaches and some wonderful parks and ponds. There's plenty more nature than you get in the city, and that would be so good for Nathan. Oh, we could go hiking. It would be so much fun. Trust me.
You must be joking. Why would I want Nathan to play on the beach? It's too dangerous. What if he ended up drowning or hurt himself on some rocks? And I don't want him to take hiking. He'll be touching trees, dirt, insects, and will just get sick from all of the bacteria. I don't even want to think about what could happen to him. In the first place, where on earth would we stay? I don't like the idea of spending the night at your house. It's too old and everything creaks. I won't get any sleep, and I just know that Nathan will hate it there.
Oh, is that so? I'm so sorry. I didn't know that you felt so uncomfortable about staying here. But I can understand why you'd be so put off by it. It's an old wooden house, so it doesn't have the security measures you have in place at your apartment, and you're very right about the floorboards.
Wasn't it your husband's childhood home? He's already passed away, so I don't see why you have to keep on living in that old place. Shouldn't you sell it and move somewhere more convenient? If you moved closer, we could think about visiting you more.
I thought about that when he passed, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. He left it to me, and there are so many memories here, of his childhood and of our son's childhood. I couldn't part with it yet. If possible, I'd like to spend the rest of my life in this house, and my son can decide what he wants to do with it after I've gone.
It might be a good idea to have it rebuilt, but I assume you don't have the money for that?
Even if I did have the money, I'm already an old woman. I don't see the point in doing anything like that, especially since I don't know how long I have left to live. I just think that it would be an awful waste if I spent so much money on rebuilding or renovating it, only to kick the bucket a couple of years later. If I had more children, then I could have asked someone for some help in paying for the renovations, or could have left it to someone else, but since he's an only child, my son is the only one who could inherit it.
We don't have any intention of leaving the city, Gina. I doubt we'll be inheriting it when you're gone.
Yes, of course. How silly of me. You wouldn't want to move into such a remote area when you've got everything right where you are.
If you could at least get it renovated, I could think about taking Nathan to visit you more often. But as it is now, I just can't bear the idea of going to stay with you.
I suppose you're right. It might be worth giving a renovation a go.
I should probably mention this up front, but we won't be able to lend you any money to cover the cost of the renovation. We don't have the money to spare. From now on, we've got to spend all the money we have on Nathan and his education. You'll have to work out a way to pay for it on your own, without relying on us.
Of course, I wouldn't dare trouble you for any money. Oh, you don't have to worry. I can manage it all on my own.
Anyway, I think that we'll be able to make more time once Nathan's exams are over. In other words, we won't have the time to see you until they're over. I'll get in touch when I think we have time, so I'd be very grateful if you could give us some space.
Sure, let Nathan know that I wish him luck on his exams. I hope you don't push yourself too hard either, Megan.
Hello, Gina. Nathan passed his exams.
Oh, congratulations! Oh, that's wonderful news. I was wondering when Nathan's tests would be over, but I'm glad to hear that he's gotten into the elementary school you wanted him to go to.
Oh, his test finished a couple of months back. They make us wait so long to hear the results, so I thought I was going to lose my mind. It's been very nerve-wracking.
Oh, really? Well, a couple of months. Well, I guess this means that Nathan can enjoy the holidays without any worries about school.
Yes, absolutely. It's one obstacle down. That's why we've planned a trip with my parents. We're going away for a week.
Oh, so I won't get to see him for the holidays either? I couldn't see him while he was studying for his exams, and I didn't even know that they were over until you just mentioned it. I was hoping to spend some time with you all when the holidays came up.
You'll have plenty of chances to see him once he starts school. We'll make some time to have dinner when the next holidays come up.
Right, I suppose so. I'm looking forward to it.
More importantly, now that he's secured a place at that school, he won't have to worry about his future at all.
Yes, he must have worked so hard. I'm so proud of him. I imagine it must have been very difficult getting a place there. Private schools are very competitive, especially in that area, aren't they?
It's only natural that Nathan passed a test. You don't need to praise him for something as simple as this. It was worth being so strict about his studying. He's a very smart child, and I'm sure that he can achieve much more if he continues to do his best.
It sounds like you worked just as hard as he did, Megan. I hope you can both enjoy your trip and rest up over the holidays. So just how prestigious is the elementary school he's gotten into?
It's one of the top elementary schools in the country. There's a ranking for these schools, and it's always listed in the top 3. The only downsides are the expensive school fees that come along with the top-class education. Fortunately for us, my husband earns more than enough to afford it. I'm so grateful that he's working in such a major corporation. But he understands that it's a necessary expense for our son's future. We won't regret spending this much money on his education.
Oh, really? In the top 3? Oh, I'm speechless. I can't believe he managed to make it into such an amazing school.
I should also give some credit to the principal at Nathan's preschool. She supported us along the way and gave us a lot of advice. She has a lot of connections spread across many private schools in the city, and she's very knowledgeable when it comes to their admissions. That's one of the many reasons why I chose this preschool for Nathan.
You thought that far ahead when you were deciding which preschool to put him in? I just assumed that you chose it because it was in a very lovely neighborhood.
Of course I did. She really is a wonderful principal, Gina. You'd understand if you had the chance to meet her. She's currently just a preschool principal, but in the past, she's resided over school boards at a very distinguished private school all over the country as superintendent. I've heard rumors that she's still got a lot of power and influence in the education world, so I thought that I could use that to our advantage and get some advice for Nathan.
She really does sound like a very reliable principal, and I'm still surprised by all the research you put into your decision, Megan. You must have a talent for investigating.
It's all information I picked up from the other moms. People can ridicule gossip all they want, but it really does come in handy to be in the know.
That makes a lot of sense. Knowledge really is power, isn't it? But now that Nathan's exams are over, he can relax until it's time for him to graduate from preschool, can't he?
Yes, he can. I'll send you photos from the graduation after it's over.
Oh, that's lovely, but my son asked me if I wanted to attend the ceremony with you all on the day. Would it be okay for me to go with you? I'd love to see you all in person, and I really miss Nathan.
What? My husband invited you to the ceremony. He never told me. What did he tell you?
Well, he mentioned that your parents were going to be there, and said that it would mean a lot to him if I was there too. He said that Nathan would be happy to see everyone gathered for him. I couldn't see him on his first day at preschool, so I was really looking forward to watching him graduate. I told my son that I'd be happy to go, but is there a problem?
But it's a private preschool. It's very different to the kinds of preschools you have in the area where you live. I don't think you'd fit in even if you came. What I'm trying to say is that you'd have to wear something that wouldn't embarrass us. All the parents of the children attending Nathan's preschool are all rich. They're practically celebrities. You wouldn't want to stand out next to them wearing your Sunday best, would you? Do you even have anything suitable to wear?
It's okay. I'll talk to a relative, one of my nieces or someone, and get them to give me some fashion advice. I'll buy something nice, and I won't embarrass you. I promise. Would you please let me come with you? Please, I really would love to see Nathan. I've been looking forward to seeing him for such a long time.
You promise? Okay, I guess you can come with us. But make sure you buy a really nice dress. It's got to be formal, but nothing boring. But you shouldn't stand out either. I don't want people laughing at us.
Megan, I'm so sorry. I won't be able to join you for breakfast. I'm stuck in traffic, and I'm going to be a little late. But I should make it there before the ceremony starts. I really won't be long. Will you just give me a few more minutes?
Gina, I hate to say this, but do you think you can go back home? I don't think you should come to the ceremony after all.
What? Why? But I came all this way. I can't go back now.
I just don't think you belong here. You'll stick out like a sore thumb. And you'll just ruin the celebrations by embarrassing all of us. It's better for all of us if you don't come to the ceremony and just go home.
What do you mean I don't belong there? I'm Nathan's grandmother. I have every right to be there, don't I? I even bought a new dress, especially for today. I won't be an embarrassment, I promise.
I told you. The parents and relatives that are going to be at today's ceremony are different. They're not like you. Unlike you, they're elites. A country bumpkin like you shouldn't come to a place like this.
You're right that I must be a country bumpkin in comparison to all the rich people that will be at today's ceremony, but you don't have to say it like that.
The truth is, I've always been embarrassed by you, Gina. If you come to the ceremony, all those people will see you, and you'll just embarrass Nathan too. I think it's best that you turn around, go home, and leave Nathan alone. He's going to elementary school, so it's a great opportunity for you to stop bothering him.
What? You don't want me to see Nathan anymore? But he's my grandson!
Nathan's been admitted to an elite elementary school. From now on, he's going to lead the life of an elite, just like the other people that are attending the ceremony. The world he's going to live in from now on is different from the one you've lived in your entire life. In this world, you're a loser. I don't want my son getting involved with the likes of you anymore. You're just going to be a bad influence on him. If he's around someone like you, he'll catch some strange habits, and he won't be able to make any friends at school.
The likes of me? You think that I'll be a bad influence on him? Why do I have to be told that I'm a loser? Can you even hear yourself speak? What is the matter with you? You have been so rude talking down to me like that.
You're a poor person, living in a broken down old house. If you're not a loser, then what are you? There's no other word to describe someone who doesn't have anything in life. Nathan doesn't need you. My parents are more than enough as his grandparents. He's got nothing to learn from a good-for-nothing like you. I want you to disappear and never come back for Nathan's sake. If you want the best for him just like I do, you won't interfere with his life.
I can't believe you chased me out after I came all this way to attend my grandson's graduation ceremony. I was looking forward to it. To think that you could be so cruel, it's such a shame.
You're being really stubborn, Gina. This is a private preschool. No matter how you look at it, you don't belong in a place like this. You should just leave. You shouldn't have come here in the first place.
Why? What do you mean? I'm not worthy enough to step foot here because I don't have the money all these other people have?
Yeah, a poor person like you would just stand out in a bad way. You'll lower people's image of Nathan. If people realize that you're Nathan's grandmother, you'll just embarrass us all. You're a loser, so you should go back to the countryside where you belong.
I'm appalled that you can talk like that to me. Are you sure you want to keep on insulting me like that? The principal's already furious enough as things are.
What? The principal? What are you talking about? What principal?
I'm talking about the principal of the preschool Nathan's going to. I was standing outside the preschool after you chased me away when the principal happened to come my way. She said that she called out to me because she realized that I was crying.
What? You spoke to the principal? What were you thinking? You're just going to make me look bad. Tell her that nothing's wrong. You're just a loser. You don't have any say in Nathan's life, and you can't do things like that without my permission.
How silly. You really don't learn, do you? It's that attitude you've taken with me that's upset the principal.
What? You mean that the principal is upset with me?
Of course she is. Who wouldn't be after everything you said to me? She's saying that maybe Nathan wasn't worthy of that admission into that elementary school.
What? Why not? This has got nothing to do with that.
I don't think so. It was a private school, so you and my son must have been interviewed along with Nathan, weren't you? She told me that your behavior wasn't appropriate for someone whose child would be attending such a prestigious school.
Excuse me? But all I was doing was protecting my son. I was just doing what I thought was in his best interest. Why would the principal get so upset over something like that? I didn't do anything wrong.
Well, that doesn't make any difference. Besides, the principal and I are actually relatives. My grandfather and her grandmother were siblings.
Relatives? But you never mentioned anything like that. Why didn't you tell me that?
Well, it's been a long time since we last saw each other. We've been out of touch because I moved away when I got married. I was very shocked when I looked up to see her standing right in front of me. Of course, she was just as speechless because I was crying my heart out in front of the gates. I heard that she was working as a principal in this city, but I didn't expect her to be working at Nathan's preschool.
You're kidding. That can't be true. You and the principal were relatives?
And earlier you had the nerve to call me a loser and say that I was poor, but where did you get the idea that I don't have any money? I'm not as poor as you think I am. I've actually inherited hundreds of thousands of dollars from my parents.
What? Hundreds of thousands? No way. Please tell me that you typed that all wrong. Is your family really that rich?
I don't have anything to gain from lying to you. My family is actually rather well known as a distinguished family. The same goes for the principal, too. But of course my grandfather was the eldest son, so my family is directly related to the main family, and the principal's family is a branch family.
What? But you're living in such a shabby house. There's no way you're rich. You didn't even want to spend any money on renovating it.
You may think it's shabby, but it's still a home. It was my husband's childhood home, not mine. Whether I had money or not makes no difference. Besides, I was reluctant to renovate it because my husband's father was insistent that he didn't want anything changed. He was so stubborn and even refused to consider putting in a stair lift when he had difficulty climbing the stairs. My husband wanted to respect his wishes too, so we didn't do anything after his death, and now I don't want to go against my late husband's wishes.
That's why you spent such a long time living in such a broken-down house. You had the money to move out and buy a house of your own, and you still stayed there?
Yes, I should warn you that the principal wants to have a word with you.
She wants to talk to me? About what?
I don't know. It's not my place to ask.
She's not planning on telling me that she's going to have Nathan's admission denied, is she? Please, you've got to convince her that she's making a mistake.
You're much too paranoid. I highly doubt that. I don't think she has the power to do something like that.
But I've heard rumors that she's still got a lot of power and influence. She could do it if she spoke to someone at the elementary school. She knows the superintendent there. She might even speak to him herself and get him to announce that there was some sort of mistake and that Nathan didn't really pass his test.
Come to think of it, she did mention that a relative of hers was working as a superintendent at the private school Nathan got into. In other words, I'm related to the superintendent, too.
What? This is ridiculous. Just how many connections do you have?
To be more precise, the superintendent is related to the principal's wife, so I'm not related to the superintendent by blood, but it's true that the principal has relatives in every corner of the education world. We might even meet relatives when it comes time for Nathan to enter middle school, high school, and even university. How fun. It'll be like a family get-together every time. But it's not good news for you, since the principal plans on telling the superintendent at the private school everything that's happened between us. The superintendent's not going to have a good impression of you, and Nathan hasn't even started going to school yet.
Oh no. This can't be happening. What do I do? What if this affects how they look at Nathan? Please tell me they're not going to give him a bad evaluation because of me.
Looks like you're the one that's been a bad influence on Nathan, not me. Your arrogant behavior is what's going to ruin chances for him. Do you understand that?
Gina, I'm really sorry about what I said to you today. I know that I have no right to ask this, but would you please consider forgiving me?
Well, you finally stopped calling me a loser and gotten back to calling me by name. Your attitude's changed completely since this morning. What happened? But there's no use sucking up to me because it's obvious that you're not really sorry.
I really am sincerely sorry. You've got to believe me. I'm so sorry that I was so rude to you and said all those horrible things. After our conversation, the principal and I spoke, and not only did I get told off by her, but I was also reprimanded by my parents and my husband.
Is that so? What did they say to you?
They told me that I was the one making things difficult for Nathan's future, and that the obstacle wasn't you, but actually me.
Well, they're right. My son messaged me earlier to apologize and assure me that I would never have to worry about being spoken to like that ever again. He was surprised that I was even at the preschool at all, since you told him that I had fallen sick and couldn't make it today. What a cunning woman you are. I can't believe you could be so dirty.
I'm so sorry. Looking back, I can see how wrong I was to treat you the way I did. My husband told me that he wanted a divorce. If I can't get you to forgive me, I'm going to lose my husband. He won't forgive me until he's heard that we've made up and made peace.
Make peace? I have no intention of forgiving you.
Please? Can't you rethink that? You've got to, or I really will lose everything. Please, I'm begging you. I won't ever talk to you like that ever again. I can't even believe how rude I was to someone from such a powerful family. I promise to take Nathan to visit you more often. You miss him, don't you? I'm sure he'd love to go and visit you.
Why should I forgive you? I want you out of my family, too. I think it's best that you and my son divorce, too. One day when I've passed, my son will inherit all my money, and I've been avoiding unnecessary expenses so that he can inherit more of it. But I don't want you receiving a single dollar. If possible, I want my son to take custody of my grandson, too.
No, I won't let that happen. If we get divorced, I'm taking my son.
But even if you do gain custody, can you really afford to pay the tuition fees? You'll have to pull Nathan out of private school if you take him. You've never worked a day in your life. Do you have the money to pay a fortune for his education?
I'll ask my parents to lend me some money. I'll make it work somehow.
Can your parents really afford it? Do they have the money?
They're not as rich as you or my husband, but they have some savings.
I think it's best that my son takes custody. That way Nathan will grow up in a more stable environment. My son has the money after all. He doesn't even need to rely on me financially. And if there's a 1 in a million chance that he can't continue paying the tuition fees, I can pay for them in his place.
But I should take custody of Nathan. I'm the one that's been raising him this entire time, while my husband's been at work. If we get divorced, I should take him. I'm the only one that knows what's best for Nathan.
Are you really sure that you were acting in Nathan's best interests? I don't think so.
What?
My son's mentioned your methods to me before. He told me that he was worried that you've been too harsh on Nathan and that if anything, Nathan's been acting out because you've been so controlling and limiting his free time. I heard that Nathan's been pulling his own hair out because of the stress he's been under, even though he's still so small.
That's not true. He hasn't been acting out at all.
Sending him to a private school isn't everything, you know. It doesn't matter if he goes to a regular elementary school. The principal was saying the same thing too, that raising your child with plenty of love and affection is more important than any expensive education.
I love Nathan. I've been raising him with all the care in the world.
Is that really love? Have you really been putting Nathan's feelings first? Are you sure you haven't been pushing him to achieve more and making him feel like he's not enough? He needs to feel loved for who he is, not for what you want him to be. For Nathan's sake, I think that you should just disappear. After that, Megan came to my house and begged me to forgive her. However, it's not easy to undo the damage that's been done. She had spent a long time trying to keep me apart from Nathan, and I couldn't bring myself to forgive how she had treated him, as well as how she had treated me. My son lost all hope in reconciling with Megan and pushed the divorce papers in her face. Apparently, she begged and pleaded with him to forgive her too, but no matter how much she cried, my son couldn't forgive what she had done and had her sign the papers. When the divorce proceedings were over, it was decided that my son would take full custody of Nathan because she wasn't financially stable enough to raise him on her own. It seems that Megan did her best to keep a hold of Nathan, but to no avail. In the end, it seems that Nathan was the one who refused to go with his mother and begged that his dad take him with him. It looks like her harsh attitude and strict studying schedule had frightened Nathan, and he didn't want to be with her anymore. My grandson wished to go and live with his father, and in the end, that's what happened. When she realized that she had been rejected by her own son, her pride was shattered. After the divorce, Megan returned to live with her parents, but nothing could heal the pain she had brought upon herself. I heard through the grapevine that she hardly ever left the house and had become a shut-in. My son began visiting more often and brought Nathan with him to see me. I had never seen Nathan so much since he was born and was grateful to my son for bringing him all the way to my old house whenever he could. According to my son, Nathan had started laughing much more since he had divorced Megan, and he looked much happier balancing his studies and going out to play more often. I think that education starts with the will to protect your children and by teaching them how to live a healthy and safe lifestyle. It's definitely not a tool used to control your children, and you shouldn't force your own ambitions onto them.
Kevin, where are you? Are you going to be late home tonight? I thought you promised me that you would take over bath time today and put the kids to bed for me.
Sorry, I can't do it. You'll have to do it yourself. You're always putting the kids in the bath, so what difference does it make if you do it today too?
What? But you said that you would come home early tonight, no matter what. I'm always in charge of bath time, so can't you take care of it for me once in a while?
It's not my fault I've got to work to finish off. Quit blaming me for stuff that's out of my control. If you're gonna complain, then will you take it up with my managers?
You know that I can't do anything like that, and you just get upset if I really did try and interfere. I understand that you're really busy and you've got a lot to deal with, but don't you think that you're relying on me too much when it comes to the kids? I'm practically doing everything alone. I wish you'd help out more with taking care of them. The kids would love to spend more time with their daddy too.
Why can't you understand that I want to spend more quality time with them as well? I just don't have the time. You have all the time in the world to play around and run around with them, but I've got work to do.
I'm not as unoccupied as you think, Kevin. I'm busy doing all the housework while you're gone. I'm busy working too, while taking care of the kids and making sure that they don't hurt themselves.
Yeah, but you work from home. You don't have to go anywhere, and don't even have to care about your appearance. You can be in your pajamas all day and nobody would know. It's not even proper work. It's just stuff you do when you have some free time. There's no deadline and no rules.
But that's the thing. I never have time to get anything done. And that's why I've been getting up super early lately so that I can get some work done before you and the kids wake up. To be honest, I don't think I've slept more than 5 hours in the past few months. And it's beginning to really get to me.
Then why don't you just sleep when the kids sleep? It's as simple as that. You're the one that made the decision to wake up earlier. So what's the point of complaining to me? What, did you want me to applaud you for waking up early and for working so hard? Do you mind not picking stupid fights with me?
I'm not picking a fight. I'm just trying to tell you how busy I am too.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you how busy I am. I've got to go to the office every single day, deal with the people there whether I like them or not, and I have to spend long hours sitting at my desk. If I could stay home all day and do nothing like you, I'd rather choose that. You don't have any right to complain about how busy you are.
Do you really have to say it like that? Parenting should be a job for both parents, not just the mother. Of course you're at work during the day, so I have more free time, but that doesn't mean that you have to leave everything to me. I wish you'd help out in the evenings.
I told you, I'm busy right now. But it's just for this peak season. I'll get more time when it's over. Do you really have to make such a big deal over me being late home? I told you I'd be home as soon as I could leave the office. Can't you see that you're just stressing me out by asking me when I'm getting home?
But it's not just this one time. I'm mentioning it because it's already happened several times. We haven't even been out as a family these past few months because you've been so busy. You've barely spent any time with the children, too. I just think that you could make more of an effort to be here and see them before they go to bed.
I'm tired. I'm working my ass off, so don't I deserve to relax on the weekends? But you're always telling me to take them out to see some kids' movie. I never get any time to myself. It's always about the kids. Whenever we choose where to eat, it's where the kids want to go. And the movies we watch in the cinema are PG and below. I'm not interested in wasting any more of my precious free time on the kids. If you're going to insist on putting them first, then you can deal with them on your own.
They're still young, of course. Our lives are going to revolve around them for a few years. You can't expect them to be able to do everything by themselves the second they're born. Even if we wanted some time to ourselves, both your parents and my parents live too far away for us to rely on them to babysit. And we don't have anyone else we can ask to watch over them. I understand that you might feel like you don't get any time to yourself, but you're not alone. We're in this together, right?
I'm not interested in sacrificing everything for kids. I have my own life I want to live.
I'm not saying that you should. I don't think of it as sacrificing anything. But now that we're parents, our first priority should be the kids. There's a lot we have to endure, and there's a lot we have to give up, like time and money. But I think that right now, it's important to put raising the kids before anything else. They won't need us forever, so we might as well make the most of this period in their lives.
Sounds like we have completely different opinions when it comes to the kids. I'm trying to tell you that I'm not happy with our life right now. I didn't ask for this.
Really? You're not satisfied? Even though you spent the last few months doing pretty much whatever you want? What more could you need?
It stresses me out every time you complain about me coming home late. I come home and the living room is a mess and the kids' toys are all over the place. I can't even sleep properly because we have the kids sleeping between us. They're always kicking me awake. I can't get any rest from work, and yet you're always demanding that I work harder when it comes to taking care of the kids. It's too much. I can't take it anymore.
Kevin, I'm sorry. I'll try not to mention it anymore. But I just hope that you'll at least try and spend more time with the kids. It doesn't have to be every day, just whenever you can, please.
Yeah, alright. I can't promise it, but I'll play with them when I can. Happy?
Yeah, I think that would make them really happy. They're always asking when you'll next be able to give them piggybacks and things.
Okay. I already promised I would play with them, didn't I? Why do you have to bring the kids up and make me feel bad for not being there all the time? Sheesh.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm sorry, I didn't think.
Anyway, you might not bother me about spending more time with the kids for a while? I'm doing my best, and I don't need you putting pressure on me. I've got to focus on work right now, and I can't get anything done if I'm stressed out by you. I'm just asking for a short break from being a dad, alright?
Kevin, can we please talk when you get back from work tonight? We have some things we have to discuss, and we can't keep putting it off like this.
I don't even know what time I'm gonna be home. Can you get off my back?
Are you seriously going to run away from this?
What? What do you mean, run away? I'm not running away from anything. I just don't see the point in talking. I'm fine with the way things are and don't see any need to change anything.
You were cheating on me! Of course we should talk about it. Her name's Sylvia, isn't it? Your ex-girlfriend? I didn't even know that you were still in touch with her. Since when have you been talking?
What does it matter? William went out to have dinner. It was harmless fun.
I'm bringing it up because it wasn't just a meal you had together. Sure, it must have been harmless to the both of you, but our marriage isn't going to survive this if we don't talk. I saw the messages you've been sending to each other. If you only had dinner, then what does "I loved how rough you were with me last night" mean? How are you going to make excuses for that? There's no way you only had dinner. What were you doing with her? Go on, tell me.
You're overreacting. That's not what that means. You're letting your imagination run wild because of an innocent conversation. In the first place, what are you doing looking at my phone? What's wrong with you? Don't I get any privacy? Obviously, you don't have any morals. If you think it's okay to go through my phone without my permission.
You're the one that fell asleep with your phone unlocked while you were messaging your ex. I came home yesterday and found you sleeping on the couch with your phone on your chest and noticed the messages you were getting in real time.
That's just an excuse. I think most people would just look away if they noticed that it was something private.
So, are you going to explain yourself? I can't believe that you were actually cheating on me all this time while I was busy taking care of the kids all on my own. You're the worst, Kevin.
I'm not cheating on you, Nala. Are you stupid or what? You can't accuse me of having an affair when you don't even have any proof.
You're not going to admit it? That's just so typical.
I just went out to have some dinner with my ex-girlfriend. That's all. I needed some time to myself, and all you want to do is complain. So I asked her out to dinner. What's so bad about that? I told you that I'm busy and needed some time to relax. Why are you making such a big deal out of it? You said that I could, remember? You also promised that you would cut me some slack.
Yeah, but I only said that because you said that you hadn't had enough sleep, and said that you were already stressed out enough by work. I never expected that you would go out and have a meal with your ex-girlfriend.
So what if she's an ex? It's better than going out with some random woman you don't know, right? And I don't regret asking her out. She was looking pretty good even after all these years. She's still just as beautiful as she was when we were dating. She's the same age as us, but she hasn't changed one bit. In comparison, it's a shame what time has done to you. You look your age and more. I guess it's really over for women when they have kids. You've gained weight and you look like a grandma more than a mother.
Is it that fun talking down to me? You're insulting me and you think that it's funny?
No, I'm not having fun. Why do I always have to be the bad guy? I'm just stating an opinion. Can't you take a joke? What are you so upset about? If you're going to get upset over me praising Sylvia for the way she looks, then you're just agreeing that she does look better than you.
I don't want you seeing her anymore. Please.
Why should I do what you tell me to do? I'm free to be friends with whoever I want.
I'm your wife. Can't you just consider doing as I ask? I'm not comfortable with you seeing her. Besides, if you have the time to go out and have a dinner with other women, shouldn't you spend more time with our children?
I told you I'm tired of parenting. Why should I have to do anything after spending the entire day at work? I went out with Sylvia to build up my motivation to go back to work and make it through the week. If I don't get some time to myself, I'm going to lose sight of why I have to work so hard. Do you mind not getting in the way of my leisure?
You think that we're in the way? Are we not a good enough reason for you to want to work hard? Do you understand just how selfish you're being right now?
It's my life. I'm just doing what I want to do. That doesn't make me selfish, it makes me smart. I decide how I want to spend my time. Not you. I'm not your puppet.
Kevin, we have 2 young children together. We have a responsibility to take care of them and put them first.
Yeah, and I'm fulfilling that responsibility by working and earning money to pay for the bills and the food you all eat. I'm doing more than enough. You're the one who needs to do your job properly and actually clean the house while I'm at work. It's always a mess when I get home.
Are you saying that you think our current situation is fine the way it is? That there aren't any improvements that you can make?
Huh? I never said that. There's still plenty you could do to improve. There's a lot of stuff that I kept quiet about because I thought it was the best that I just shut up and keep it to myself. For example, I don't see why I have to do the laundry on the weekends. You should just get all the laundry done on the weekdays. And I want to be able to spend my money on the stuff I want to. I earned it, so I deserve to spend it however I want.
Oh, really? All right, if that's what you want. Then I won't expect anything from you anymore. I'll raise the kids on my own.
Yeah, that's what you should have done from the start. I never wanted to live like this. I didn't think that I would have to be tied down like this just because we had kids. Nah, I'm not coming home for a while.
Kevin, so you're serious about getting divorced?
Yeah, how many times do I have to tell you I don't want to be together anymore? That's why I left the divorce papers on the living room table. I want you to sign them and get them filed.
Fine, but once they're filed, there's no going back. You made this decision, so you better not regret it.
Why would I regret divorcing you? My new life will start once I'm free of you. I don't want to hear the kids screaming and wreaking havoc in the house anymore. I want to sleep in peace and I want to spend my money on myself. I'm sick of my life revolving around the kids. I want to be at the center of my own world. I'm getting together back with my ex-girlfriend. We're going to enjoy a life without kids. So hurry up and sign the papers and let's get this over and done with.
I'm done. I've signed them. And I've also gotten them filed.
What? I haven't heard anything yet.
Talk to your lawyer. He should have received a notification from my attorney.
Oh, really? I'll check with him later. But I guess this means that I'll finally be single again. I'm gonna be free.
Are you sure about that? I'm pretty sure that your ex-girlfriend is a single mother with 5 kids. I think you're going to end up a lot busier than you were up until now if you get back together.
Huh? My ex? Has 5 kids? Quit messing around, Nala. She's single. It's impossible for her just to have had children. Just look at her. She doesn't look like she's given birth to 5 kids.
It's up to you whether you believe me or not, but I'm warning you. I'm demanding plenty of child support and compensation.
I can understand the child support. But why should I pay compensation to you? I'm the one that wants compensation for the mental strain I suffered because of you.
I want compensation because of the affair you were having, of course.
You don't have any evidence.
I'm warning you because I have evidence, idiot. Did you really think that I wasn't going to do anything after I read your messages? You weren't even cautious of me investigating you. You didn't care what I thought and went and met with your ex almost every single day for these past few weeks. Of course I wasn't going to let you get away with it. I hired a private investigator and had them follow you.
Ha! I'm not surprised. You had plenty of time on your hands. You might as well have followed me yourself. So what if I went to blow off some steam? I bet you slacked off on taking care of the kids while you were looking up PIs.
I hired an investigator because I'm too busy taking care of the kids.
Great, you just love getting in my way, don't you? Don't you think that's a pretty pathetic way of living? Your only meaning in life is to bring other people down.
Really? I think that I was more pathetic when I was living with such a heartless husband like you.
Sure, well, say whatever you want, but you're not going to think that for long. I feel sorry for you. I don't mind paying child support and compensation. Especially since you're going to have to raise 2 children on your own. But don't come crawling to me when you realize you want me back. You better not give the kids up for adoption when you realize that you're not a good enough mother for them. And can't even put food on the table without my salary keeping that roof over your heads. No matter how miserable you get, I'm never going to help you out. You'll just have to deal with everything on your own. Nala! She tricked me!
Huh? More importantly, do you think you could hurry up with this month's child support? I haven't received any payment yet. If you're going to be difficult about it, then I'll just have to take you to court and apply for the judge to seize your money.
I don't have time for that. I've got bigger issues to sort out right now. It's about Sylvia. You were right. About everything. She really was a single mother. And there really were 5 of them. They're all crazy little animals. And Sylvia says that they all have different fathers. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I wouldn't be surprised if she was still in touch with some of them too.
What? Why didn't you tell me? I ended up getting married to her just the other week. She didn't introduce me to her kids until after all the procedures were over. I don't know how she kept them under wraps. There was no way I could have realized. She was lying to me. This counts as marriage scam, right? How am I supposed to live with 5 children?
There's no use asking me for advice. Why don't you talk to Sylvia and tell her that you don't want to be a father, just like you told me?
I would if I could. It's impossible to get her to come home and talk. She's been leaving all her kids to me and going out to party every single night. She doesn't come home until the next morning and spends the entire day asleep. She's a failure as a mother. How am I supposed to keep on living like this?
What, really? How fitting. You were doing the exact same thing to me. You had me take care of the kids all on my own and didn't do any of the housework, and even had the nerve to go and cheat on me.
What? How is it the same? I'm taking care of 5 kids alone. You only had to deal with 2. And the youngest one here is still only 2 years old. He's still wearing diapers and Sylvia never changes them. So he's always crawling around with a bulging diaper. I can't believe that she can just leave him like that. The entire house is a mess too. It's like a breeding ground for pests. I can't believe this is happening to me.
How did you not notice how sloppy she was before you got married?
Because the apartment I was always going to meet her in was a different one. Apparently she was borrowing a friend's place to see me. Her friend's living with her boyfriend and hardly ever comes home. So she was using it to meet with guys.
Is that so?
She said that her mom was coming to clean up and take care of the kids before we got married, but apparently her parents got pissed off of her when they heard that we had been having an affair before we got married. They won't answer any of her calls, and we don't have anyone else to rely on. And then this hell started the second we got married. After we got married, I came to this house for the first time and she introduced me to her kids. I've been working hard this past week, but I can't take it anymore. Hey, can you tell me who I should call? Her parents, or should I call Child Protective Services?
Look it up yourself, Kevin. Anyway, make sure you transfer the child support ASAP. If you don't pay for it this month, I really will take you to court.
Hey, wait a second.
What?
Nala, I seriously don't know what I should do. I realize just how much you've done for me, that I've always been relying on you for everything. I really do regret not realizing how much you mean to me much sooner.
Oh, is that so? Well, I'm glad you finally understand how much trouble I went through to keep the house in order.
I can't bear Sylvia's attitude towards hygiene. And if her kids keep on living in these conditions, I just feel really bad for them all.
Before pitting some other woman's family, maybe you should have thought about what you could have done for your own family. I wish you could have been just as thoughtful when you were living with us.
Yeah, but our kids were fine because you were taking care of them properly. And now, I think I can help out around the house too. My own kids are more important to me. I'd rather come back home and take care of them. That's why I want you to help me, please. I want to get away from here.
Why on earth should I help you?
But if you help me convince Sylvia to sign the divorce papers, I can come back home. I can help you take care of the kids. That's what you want, right?
Huh? I don't regret getting divorced. I was thinking about leaving you ever since I found out about your affair. And that's why I was looking for evidence of your affair for so long, so that I could have the advantage when it came down to demanding compensation.
But you want me to come back if I'm going to start helping out the kids, don't you?
Oh, don't make me laugh. How does that change anything? I'm going to be frank. I think that divorcing you was the best thing I could have done. Even if you swear that you're going to help take care of the kids from now on, I'm not convinced. The fact that you didn't do anything when you were living with us, and that you had an affair weighs a lot more. I'll never forgive you, Kevin.
Nah, I'm sorry. I won't act so selfishly anymore. I promise that I'll help take care of the kids. And I'll make it up to you and the kids for the rest of my life. For not cherishing more and for hurting you all. So please, Nala, would you please take me back? I won't make the same mistake ever again.
I'm telling you that it's already too late. We're divorced, and we're never getting back together again. You can't just decide to jump back into our lives just because the new life you started with your ex-girlfriend wasn't what you expected it to be.
Yeah, But it'll be easier on you if I'm there to help you out, right? You need me. You can't seriously think that you can raise 2 kids all on your own. It's way too much for you to deal with.
Yeah, it's a lot. But I was aware that there would be no going back once I signed those papers. I chose to divorce you regardless of how much more weight I would have to bear after you were gone. But now, I've moved back in with my parents, and thanks to that, I have their support and encouragement. To be honest, I've had an easier time living with them than I ever did when I was with you. I don't have to wake up at 4 in the morning just to make time to work and get breakfast ready either. There's been nothing but good things since we got divorced. Nothing will make me want to get back together with you.
Nala, I'm really sorry. I was completely at fault. I was wrong to treat you like that. Alright, we don't have to get back together. Could you just help me get through this right now? I've got to escape this hellhole. My parents have stopped talking to me ever since I told them that we had separated. So I don't have anyone else to rely on. You're the only person I can ask.
You reap what you sow, Kevin. I can't believe that you actually have the nerve to ask me to help you. Before asking me, maybe you should try and deal with the problem yourself. In the last few months of our marriage, you not only left all the housework and parenting to me, but you also broke our vows by cheating on me. And then, you demanded a divorce so that you could marry your ex-girlfriend. You were the one that said you were sick of your life with us, remember?
I was so wrong and so selfish. I was just being a kid. I didn't think about your feelings at all. Come on, please. Can't you help me? I'm begging you. If I keep on living like this, I won't be able to keep up my work at the office. I'll lose my job.
No matter how miserable you get, I'm never going to help you out. And you'll just have to deal with everything on your own. Do you remember that? You said all that months back. I have no intention of helping you either. No matter how miserable you get. No matter how much you beg me for help. That's what you get for leading me around by the nose. And then for betraying our family. This is what you wanted, isn't it? You should make the most of the life you asked for. After that, my ex-husband ended up contacting Child Protective Services and attempted to get them to take in Sylvia's children. Apparently, they had a massive argument when she found out that he had called CPS behind her back. But even then, she wouldn't give him the divorce he wanted. It seems that he really has been regretting the fact that he hadn't been putting our children first during our marriage and has been paying child support every month without fail. I think that he should spend the rest of his life reflecting on his actions and hope that he spends the rest of his life being sorry about abandoning us for his own selfish reasons. Even after returning to my parents' house, I've been working from home and balancing it with raising my children. Nothing much has changed in terms of what I've been doing every day. But now that I have my parents supporting me when it comes to the kids, I feel like a weight has been taken off of my shoulders. Next year, I plan on looking for an office job after my eldest starts elementary school. So I hope that I can cherish the free time I have left with them until then. It's true that raising children means that you don't get as much private time to yourself. And there's a lot of restrictions. However, I think that the joy my children bring me is worth much more than any happiness I could find on my own. It can be tiring and painful at times, but I want to overcome all those obstacles with a smile and take good care of my kids.
Marie, do you know any good real estate agencies? If you do, I'd be so happy if you'd introduce me.
A real estate agency? I'm sorry, I don't know of any.
Really? Oh, but the company you were working at before you married my son was also involved in property, wasn't it? Then you must know somebody. Can't you introduce me to someone who'd be willing to help me?
I'm afraid my company doesn't deal in property. We just have a child company that is in real estate. My work had nothing to do with real estate, so I really don't know anyone. I'm afraid I don't think I can help you.
Oh, then can't you introduce me to someone from that child company? Oh, even if it's just one agent. You should be allowed a discount if you're from their parent company, shouldn't you? So it would be a great help if you would introduce me to someone.
I don't mean to be rude, but why are you looking for a real estate agency, Charlie? Are you planning on moving house?
I want to buy a house that's big enough for us all to live in. Matthew and I decided that I should move in with you both. I'm looking forward to it, but first I've got to find a place that meets my standards, and it would be wonderful if we could get a discount through your introduction, too.
What? Matthew agreed to that. But I haven't heard anything about that.
Of course you haven't. You don't have any say in the matter. My son and I decided it, so you just have to obey our orders.
But I'm his wife. Don't I deserve to share my opinion on where I want to live? Matthew never even mentioned that he wanted you to move in with us this soon. Why would you talk about something so important without me present?
Why should we have to ask for your permission? We decided it, and that's that. Besides, it's only a matter of course that a mother goes to live with her son and his wife if she's living on her own. It's your duty to take care of me. You should have known that this day would come sooner or later and that you would both have to take care of me in old age.
Well, yes, I was aware that it would come someday, but I thought that I would have been given some choice in the matter. You didn't even care to ask if I wanted to move house. I'm a part of this family too, so don't I get to have a say? I wish that you would have told me sooner. I think that that's the least you could have done.
Excuse me? You may have been working before you married Matthew, and it seems that you earned quite a salary too, but that means nothing now that you're unemployed. You're worthless. Oh, you're just a parasite eating through my son's salary. You don't have any right to an opinion when you're not the one that's putting food on the table.
I should probably make it clear that I'm not unemployed. I'm not going to the office because I'm taking time to focus on getting pregnant. I still have a position at the company, and I can return whenever I'm ready.
But you don't receive any salary while you're on leave, do you? You're not bringing anything into the house, and you're just lying about doing nothing, aren't you? It would have been better if you were actually pregnant and on paid maternity leave, but you're not, which means that you're unemployed and that you're just an extra weight that my son has to bear. And you're saying that you're focused on getting pregnant, but how long has it been since you went on leave? You haven't gotten pregnant at all.
I'm sorry about that. All I can say is that I'm trying my best. I don't think that it would be this difficult either, but I know that it's no good stressing myself out by giving myself a deadline to be pregnant by.
But if you don't hurry up and get pregnant soon, you'll just have wasted my son's time and money, and your colleagues will just think that you're slacking off. I am doing my best to earn some money by working a part-time job, but look at you. You're nothing. That's why you have no right to complain about what we decide. You're not working, and you have nothing to do all day, so you might as well help us search for a house.
What? You want me to look for a new house for you? I don't know if I can find a house that you'd like.
Yes, of course, we're the ones that will be attending the showings. We can't let you choose a house with your poor taste. But I'm not bothered to deal with all the documents and things, so I'll leave you to find the best real estate agency. You have plenty of time on your hands, so it's the least you can do. Anyway, it's already been decided that I'm going to move in with you two, and nothing will change that. You've got to find us a place where we can all live comfortably. I need a lot of space for all my things, too.
All right. If you're really sure, I'll do my best. I'll ask a friend if they know of any good real estate agencies, but I can't promise that we'll be able to get a discount.
I'm glad to hear that you're willing to help me. I'm leaving it all up to you, Marnie. Don't mess it up. I'll send you a list of all the conditions my son and I have for the new house. There's a lot, but it's very important that you follow every single one. You should be thankful that I'm giving you this task to do. It means that I still think that there's use for you in this house. Otherwise, you're just an unemployed, lazy waste of space in my son's house.
Charlie, did you see the documents I sent you yesterday? Those are all of the properties I think are closest to what you said you were looking for. What do you think?
No, it's no good at all. They're all nowhere near what I want. Have you even looked at them properly? They may be big enough, but the buildings are far too old. Flash floods, earthquakes, typhoons. None of the houses you found will be able to withstand those kinds of disasters. They'll fall apart like a house of cards.
But a lot of the houses I've got here have undergone a lot of renovations, and they're in much better shape than other properties I've looked at.
Even if they've been renovated, they're still old on the inside. The foundation is what's important. I'm not convinced. You'll just have to look for some other properties. Go and find something else and actually read the conditions we've given you.
Okay. Then what about the house we all went to visit the other week? I told the agent that you wanted to put it on hold, but it's already been a while. They came back to me and said that they want us to make a decision about whether we want the house or not. Otherwise, they'll have to put it back on the market.
Tell them that we want to keep it on hold until we find something better.
It's probably best that we don't prolong it. The early bird gets the worm, after all. If we wait for too long, we'll lose the best house we found so far.
Oh, will you just shut up and tell them that they've got to wait? I've had enough of your incessant whining. I don't want to have to compromise when there could be something better. It might be the best property so far, but it's still got a lot of downsides. Its location, for example, it's much too far from the city.
We can't keep the real estate agent waiting for much longer. That's just how searching for property works. The faster we make an offer for the house, the more of an advantage we have.
Then you better hurry up and find a house that matches all the conditions we want and has a great location. Preferably something with a better price on it, too. We don't want to have to pay a fortune after all.
I've been searching every single day these past couple of months, but you've got too many conditions you want to fulfill. You've got to compromise somewhere. Otherwise, you'll just be disappointed by every next best thing, and you'll never find a house you want to buy. And it's hard enough trying to find a place with the space you're looking for.
I wonder if it'll be better to build our own home after all. But if we do that, it'll take far too long before we can move in. We've got to look for the right patch of land for us, too. Oh, just thinking about how long that will take is already exhausting. You've got to find us a house before it's time for me to renew my contract for this apartment I'm currently living in, or I'll have to pay a fortune to cancel the contract if you're too late.
I have a feeling that it'll be much faster to build a new house from scratch if you got that many requests for the house you want. If you can't make up your mind in time, then why don't you just move in with us after ending the contract with your current landlord? We've got a guest room, and there's plenty of room for you here.
Absolutely not. I refuse to live in such a tiny apartment. I can already imagine just how cramped it will be with all three of us there, and I don't want to have to go through moving that frequently in such a short time. It's such an inconvenience. I'll be wasting my money on hiring a moving company to transport all of my things.
Then what do you think about this? You can choose a house you like with the best location, and then just have some renovations done on the aspects of the house you don't really like. If we find something soon, we can have it renovated before we move in, and we'll be in the house faster than it would be to build a brand new one.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea. I didn't think of that. We could do that. Then, all right, I'll compromise on the areas that can be dealt with afterwards with renovations. But, that being said, nothing can be done about houses that are too old and are in a bad location, so I don't plan on compromising on either of those things. I want a house that was built fairly recently, and it's got to be situated in a lovely neighborhood, but I need access to the city.
Of course, I'll keep that in mind. I'll talk to the real estate agent and see if they've got anything in mind. I'll organize all of the information we've got for all of the properties we've looked at up until now, too.
You better get it done quickly. You don't have all the time in the world, you know. If you take your time, someone else will take the perfect property before we even have the chance to view it.
Hi, Charlie. What did you think about the property we saw today? It looks like my husband's taken a liking to it, and I guess we're just waiting for your call. What do you say?
I like it too. I think it's the best property you've presented to us so far. I don't really like the bath and toilet, but we can get that fixed with a remodel, can't we? If we can change that, then I think that I can really see myself living there.
I've already asked the real estate agent about that. He said that the renovation should be done within 2 weeks. We just have to put in an offer down, and we can get started on talking to a renovator about what we want to change.
Well, then it's decided. I want it. You can let the real estate agent know that we're putting out an offer on it.
The only problem is that we're going well over the budget we initially set. Is that okay? Or do you want to find a place that's more within your reach?
Oh, that's fine. You don't have to worry about me. We were planning on making you pay for everything either way.
What?
You've got a mountain of money saved from when you were still single, don't you? My son told me everything. He said you could afford the house and more.
Wait a minute. Are you seriously trying to make me pay for the entire house and renovations all on my own?
Yes, so I don't see what the problem is. You're not employed right now. You're just a useless, unemployed piece of crap. The least you can do is pay for our new house. All you've done up until now is suck my son dry for all the food you eat and the clothes you wear. You owe him this much.
A piece of crap? That's what you think of me? How hard do you think I worked to find a property that you would like? I spent hour after hour on websites, on the phone, looking for the perfect house. I was the middleman between you and the real estate agent and filled in all of the paperwork and researched all of the houses that didn't have enough information put up on the websites. You ordered me to look up everything about the houses you liked the look of.
So what? Do you really think that means that you've actually done something for this family? Please, that's not nearly enough. You've got a lot of nerve to think that, Marie. But if you offer to use your savings to pay for the new house, then maybe I'll think about giving you credit for it.
You're kidding, right? That's way too unreasonable. Why do I have to pay for everything alone?
My son was saying that you're a useless wife, too. He complained that you haven't gotten pregnant at all after all this time, and that you're just dead weight because you haven't been working at all.
Did he really say that? I can't believe it. Well, now that I think about it, his attitude towards me has gotten pretty bad over the past few months.
If you want us to accept you into the family, you'll have to hand over your savings. You've got no other choice if you want to be worthy of my son.
How is the new house? It's been a while since you moved in ahead of us. Did you like the bathroom? I hope it turned out the way you wanted.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's so lovely to have so much space. The veranda's so spacious, and there's a lovely view of the city. We get good sunshine for the entire day, too. It's the perfect house to spend the rest of my life in. I don't plan on dying soon, but I'm glad I can spend my final years in such a lovely house.
I'm glad you like it. It was worth all the trouble I went through to have it renovated, and all the time I spent going through all those property sites. For a while, I was actually worried that I would never find the place you wanted, but it looks like we finally made it. I can't wait to start living there, too.
Oh, Marie, about that. I don't want you coming here.
Excuse me?
I'm saying that I don't want you coming to this house. It's mine. Oh, but Matthew's coming to move in with me. He's more than welcome to come and stay in this lovely house with me. You're not.
What are you talking about? You can't be serious. We all decided weeks ago that we would move in with you tomorrow. We've already got all of our things packed. My stuff is in those boxes too.
Well, you're not welcome here. There's no place for you in such a beautiful house like this. By the way, there's no use begging my son to side with you. He feels the same way I do about having you here with us. He told me that he can't see himself living happily with you here.
I don't understand what you're saying. What do you mean? Why don't you want me to live with you both?
We decided that it was about time we got rid of the parasite that had latched itself onto my son and chased you out of the house. Matthew's already found another woman who's going to be his wife, and he doesn't need you around anymore. You're just going to be in the way. It means that we have no use for you anymore.
Another woman? Do you mean that he was cheating on me? And you were actually aware of that and didn't tell me?
Aware of it? Oh, Marie, I was the one who told him he should find someone else. I encouraged him.
Why would you do that? If Matthew has some issue with our marriage, he should say it to my face.
What's the point? Saying it won't change anything. You don't work and you can't even get pregnant. We don't need someone like you in our family. My son deserves much more than that. But it would be troublesome for you if we suddenly announced that we were kicking you out, wouldn't it? If you need some time to look for a new job and a new apartment, then we don't mind keeping you on as a maid. What do you think?
Are you really asking me to come work as a maid in the house where you plan to welcome Matthew's wife?
Yes, isn't that kind of us? At least we're not going to kick you out onto the streets. I'll hire you as long as you don't talk to my son ever again. But I'm only willing to pay you $1 an hour. What do you say?
Charlie, do you know what director compensation is?
Huh? What is that? What kind of compensation is that?
You're right that I'm not receiving a salary. At least, not the normal kind. But I'm not unemployed, and I'm not being a parasite. Even though I'm not going to the office every business day, I'm still receiving something called a director compensation.
What? You're getting money from your company even though you're not working? What's that supposed to mean? Why would they do that, even though you're not going to work?
It's actually pretty complicated in reality. But to put things simply, it's compensation that's paid to company officers who are part of the board. I may not be going to the office, but I'm still a part of the board, and therefore, I receive a monthly payment as compensation for my activities as a board member every single month. I still have a lot of work I have to complete from home as a board member. So, like I told you, I'm not unemployed. I believe I told Matthew that I'm working from home sometimes. Didn't he tell you that? If he hasn't told you, then I guess it was too difficult for him to understand. Honestly, why does he think I've been spending so much time in my office when I'm at home?
Wait a minute. I can't keep up with your explanation. You said that it's compensation that company officers receive? Are you telling the truth? Were you really a member of the board this entire time?
That's right, Charlie. Thanks to that, I've been receiving a rather large amount of money every month. I even bought the house you moved into with that money, since I didn't want to use my savings.
What? You managed to afford this house with your director compensation? How much are you getting paid every month?
I don't like to brag, but it's well over $20,000 most months. It's a lot more than what I get paid for my usual salary.
What? You were earning that much and you never said anything to us? You never mentioned getting promoted to a position like that. Since when have you been a part of the board?
I told Matthew a long time ago, but I didn't tell him exactly how much I was earning. I told him that I was earning less on purpose.
Why did you lie to us like that? If you had been more honest about what you were earning, I wouldn't have had to call you out for not working enough. In the first place, you can't hide things from your husband. A marriage should be based on trust, not on deceit.
I had no choice. Matthew had been lying to me about how much he was spending. He has a really bad habit of overspending and using money recklessly. If he knew exactly how much I was saving, he would have been over the moon, and he would have gotten it into his head that he could spend however much he wanted without having to worry about the bills or our loans. That's why I told him that I was earning less than I really was, and I put most of the money into my savings account and into investments I made in the past.
Then you're still earning a fortune even now? While you're on leave? I can't believe it.
You'll just have to believe it. And I don't need the job you're offering me. I'll do fine without the both of you. Oh, and I should thank you for letting me know about Matthew's affair. I'm so grateful that you just put yourself in a very disadvantageous position for my sake. Thank you.
Oh.
If I use his infidelity as a reason for our divorce, then I'll have the advantage when it comes to splitting up our assets. You've probably saved me having to give up part of my savings too. I'm not handing any money over to either of you, including the house you're trying to take from me.
Excuse me? Are you saying that you plan on taking this house for yourself? You can't kick us out. This house is property that belongs to both you and my son. You don't have the right.
I'll be hiring a divorce lawyer to take you both to court. I don't care how much it takes to win this case. You should probably warn his new wife too. If he thinks that she'll get away with sleeping with my husband, she's got another thing coming. I'll be demanding compensation from her too.
Marie, I'm so sorry for everything I've said to you up until now. Will you please consider seeing my son and talking over everything? He says that he'll break up with his new wife. Please, will you stay on as my son's wife? We need you in our family. Please.
What? What's with the sudden change of attitude? You were saying the complete opposite just over an hour ago. It sounds like Matthew put me and his lover on scales and decided to keep me instead of her. What a greedy man. I thought he said that I was just a waste of space because I can't have children. But now he's choosing me? Now that he's finally found out about the money I make?
Oh, that doesn't matter. You don't have to have children to be happy. As long as you're happy together, you can overcome any obstacle. And nowadays, it's not rare for couples to not have any children. Children cost too much money, and it sounds like many couples without children enjoy married life a lot more when they can spend their time and money however they like.
That's not what you were saying before. You were the one who was calling me extra weight for not being able to get pregnant.
I wouldn't have said that if I knew that you were such an important person. I'm so sorry for being so rude to you. I didn't know, I swear. My son's apologizing too. Matthew regrets everything he said about you. But you should have told us if you were earning that much. It's not fair if you were lying to us about your work and about the money you were getting. But anyway, that doesn't matter anymore. What matters is that you are very important to us. I just want us to live happily ever after, that's all. You should come with Matthew, just like we planned, and we'll all live together.
No way. What makes you think that I'm going to forgive you for what you've been saying to me all this time? My husband cheated on me, didn't he? He's got to pay for that. You can't act like it never happened and expect me to join you both. You're both going to pay for how much I suffered the past few months.
It might be hard for you to tell, but we really do regret what we did, Marie. We promise that we won't ever treat you like that ever again. From now on, I promise that I'll show you much more respect. The respect you deserve for earning our family so much money. You're the breadwinner of our family, after all. We wouldn't be able to do anything without you working so hard.
Your family? I'm not earning money for you and Matthew's sake. At least not anymore. Why should I give food and shelter to the people who've been insulting me all this time? I don't owe either of you anything.
What? Oh, we never said that we want you to take care of us. You're not working alone, you know. We'll support you as much as we can. I'm working a part-time job, and Matthew's got his job. I'll make sure to use the money I earn on paying for my own clothes and for my part of the bills, of course.
Oh, really? How am I supposed to believe that after Matthew spent our entire marriage relying on me for all of the bills, groceries, and the rent? He's never helped me pay for anything because he knows that I earn more than enough to cover everything, and has spent his salary on buying everything he wants. He's never had to worry about overspending because he's always been so dependent on me. You say that you're going to pay for everything on your own, but you're just sucking up to me because you want my money, don't you?
What are you talking about? I wouldn't lie to you.
Stop playing stupid, Charlie. I already know that you're deep in debt, and that's why you started that part-time job in the first place.
What? How do you know about that?
I heard about it from a relative of yours when we had a family gathering a while back. They mentioned that your husband had made some investments before he passed away. Your relative told me that they failed, and he ended up owing a fortune.
Well, I didn't think it necessary to tell you up until now, but it's the truth. He was such a foolhardy man, my late husband. Matthew's probably taken after him in that way.
I think Matthew got that from both of you. You and your husband were very similar in that way. I heard that you both had a bad habit of overspending, and that you've ended up shouldering your husband's debt, as well as your own, now that he's gone. That's why you've continued working part-time past retirement age, haven't you?
How troublesome. Oh, I can't believe how chatty my relatives are. To think that they would gossip about me to my own daughter-in-law. But just because you heard it from my relatives first doesn't mean that I was trying to deceive you. I was going to tell you one day, I swear.
I wish you would have said something about your debt before Matthew and I had gotten married. Of course I'd feel like I was being deceived.
You're so right. I'm so sorry, Marie. I just lost the chance to mention it. It's not a very easy topic to bring up, you know.
Of course it's not easy to bring up. But it's not easy hearing about it from one of your relatives. I felt like I had been tricked from the start, like Matthew had only proposed to me because of your debt. And that's why I thought it would be best to hide how much I really earned. After I found out about your debt, I couldn't trust you when it came to money.
Oh, but this is wonderful. Now you know about our debt. We don't have any secrets between us. Now we have nothing to hide between us. We can be a real family again. What do you say? Why don't we make up and be a happy family again?
What happy family? I don't think of either of you as family anymore. Unfortunately for you guys, you're just dead weight to me, and I'm throwing you out. After that, my husband and I got divorced, and I demanded compensation from both Matthew and the woman he was cheating on me with. Because of his affair, I had the bigger advantage when it came down to splitting our assets. Thanks to that, I was able to avoid losing any of my own savings, and I could keep the house that I had spent so much money on. After that, my husband and his mother ended up having to move into a tiny apartment far away from the city, and have been living together ever since. My mother-in-law didn't have any money of her own and had been spending all of her salary on paying back her debt. So my ex-husband had no choice but to pay for all of the moving fees and for the apartment they were living in. After spending all of our married life being dependent on me for money, my husband finally had to take care of the bills all on his own and must have realized just how blessed he had been when he was with me. Apparently, they were forced to become extremely frugal and had a budget how much they spent on groceries, just to make sure that they could keep on paying the rent. On top of that, he had to continue paying for his parents' debt, and they both ended up suffering in poverty. My husband apparently tried making his mother work more in order to stabilize their financial situation, but as a result, his mother ended up falling ill, and he had to spend a fortune on her treatment. It looks like he got his priorities in the wrong order. As for me, I returned to work and was able to go back to the lifestyle I had when I was single. If getting married means that I have to shoulder that kind of dead weight, then I'd rather spend the rest of my life single.